I put on with LBC. I put on with LBC. Yeah, I put on with LBC. Over LBC. I put on with LBC. Over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's the way we ride. I've been grinding through the night, while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the med, I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. From the charts to the stage, man, you know who it be. It's that Lunar Beaches fam putting on endlessly.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the crypto market all the way to the moon, or all the way to Hades. Oh, wow. Boy, do we have stuff to talk about. Yay, finally, stuff to talk about. Interesting things. Guys, first and foremost, how are you guys doing? Is everybody okay? Is everybody in the chat okay? Are we doing okay? Did we survive to live to trade another day? Whew, boy. I just want you guys to know that if you lost a lot of money and you need someone to talk to, my DMs are open. At Lunar Beaches on X, you can find me there, or you can find me in Discord. Either way, I'm here for you. Seeing stories about people taking their lives is always, during one of these events, it's kind of, it's terrible. So, great way to start off the show, but, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it is just money. We can always get it back. And this is why we don't put more in than we can afford to lose. Because stuff like this. This is also why we always have dry powder on the side. Because you never know. But yeah. What a liquidation event, guys. How about that? $19.4 billion. Probably ended up being a little bit more than that. I imagine that a lot of that was first the forced liquidations, and then people exiting positions, panic selling essentially. And then once you start that cascading effect, everything just tanks. And then you just start hitting tons and tons of stop losses, blowing through them. I had one trade open, thankfully, just one, and literally only $27 in the trade. Thank God. But I had a stop loss for a $1 loss, and it blew straight through it. So I lost a whole $27. Thankfully, I was not in any other trades. I was earlier in the week, and those got stopped out as well, not in profit. It is what it is. I didn't have a great week last week, but a lot of people had a way worse week than I did. So, but at the end of the day, we do have some positives. We'll go over that tonight. We're going to do the full rundown, the full macro rundown, of course, as we always do. And we'll see where we could be heading. We'll give the bearish take. We'll give the bullish take. We'll see. But right now, we got to say hello to chat. Good evening, chat. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. Hope you're all well. Alexandra G, mod boss, mod queen, mod god. Thank you for being here, Alexandra G, and pinning that Discord link in the chat. Make sure you guys join that Discord. I can't even hear myself in my headphones. Why am I even wearing? What's the point? Oh, that's so much better when I can actually hear it. All right, so I don't sound muffled when I talk. That's kind of weird. All right. Good evening, Alexandra G. Duality C, not of this world. Thank you for being here, my friend. J Violet, good evening, all the way from Australia. Melissa One Love, LBC OG in the house. Thank you for being here. Harp with the metal horns. What's going on, my dude? Yeah. I think it's this. I think this is what always makes my nose itch. This little fuzzy cover. Good evening, everybody. All set in the house. What's going on, Wave Rider? Thank you for being here. I know you're traveling or have been traveling, so thank you for being here. All set. All right, let's see. I had one lick, 2 stops, jumped into 3 decent longs printing. See if we can continue up. We already know what happens after impulse down. Rip back up. Is that what we're talking about? Impulse down means trend reversal to me. Maybe. We'll see. Let's look into the data, shall we? Your chinchilla might cover. Yeah, chinchilla. All right. Let's get to the charts. Let's get to what we're all here for. Let me just take the headphones off for now. Okay. Let's start total. Positive. Total came all the way down to the 52-week SMA and got a massive bounce. Closed back in this range on the weekly. We are on the weekly chart. Or no, we're on a daily. Let's go to the weekly. Big close back up. We also closed above the previous week's open. Okay. That's not a bad thing. Got to bounce off the 52-week. Now, my general rule is we got to get 2 weekly closes below the 52-week SMA before I even begin to think about end of bull run. I don't know if that just hinted at what I'm thinking, okay? Now, the question is, where do we go from here? Do we go lower before we go higher? Do we just go ahead and V bottom out of here? That's pretty much the question, is just what do we do from here? Now, after a big liquidation event like that, what tends to happen? Well, let's go ahead and pull up the open interest chart, and we can see massive liquidation event, open interest completely reset. Lowest it has been, lowest our open interest has been since early May this year. This is the lowest that our open interest has been since early May of this year. Kind of crazy. Actually, even lower. Oh, no. Yeah, early May. Sorry, I moved my mouse over and it messed me up. But this general area is where we tend to start the moves to the upside. Flush here. You got the flush down. Okay. All flushing out liquidity. Then you get one final push down. I'll say final push. One final push as far as open interest goes. Then you get a bullish divergence in your open interest, and then you start to climb. Do we have bullish divergence here? Not quite. Not quite. What about here? Yes. Higher low. Lower low. That's bullish divergence on our open interest. So that's interesting. Bearish divergence. Well, did that just play out? Yeah. So open interest, that's your longs and shorts in the market. So we can see that all the froth in the market got wiped out. And I think everybody pretty much knows that by now. All the froth in the market has been wiped out. Froth meaning open interest, all the leverage gone. I'm sure some got a 2x down here. Who knows? It's not, we didn't zero out on open interest, so there are other longs and shorts open. Now the question is, this current move to the upside, we are seeing open interest pick up. The buys have started to fall off on both our spot and our coins, perp coins. We want to see this start to increase again, okay? On our delta, aggregated spot volume coins delta. But right now, it's just chilling. We just chilling. Let's see that start moving to the upside. Or to the downside. Either way, I'm game. We can make some money either way. JR, J Rizzle, the Rizzler. What's going on, my friend? What's going on? Wix Wi-Fi 89. We've got paper planes in the house. Everybody showing up. Thank you for being here. Melissa, well, unfollowed anyone who spoke about spot today. Leverage trader for life. Don't follow anyone about spot. What? Why would you follow people about spot? Spot is a very nice dog. Why would you ever unfollow people talking about spot? What do you know? Total crypto market cap sits at $3.87 trillion after falling to $3.24 trillion. So we already gained, what, about $500 billion in the market from the low. $500 billion already back in the market. And that's mostly spot. You gonna unfollow me now, too dumb? No. We also came down into a demand zone, which is also a weekly order block. Got a nice bounce out. That's on our total. Let's go back to our Bitcoin. Getting ahead of myself. Here we go. Bitcoin. Bitcoin. And Joe can be dumb and chill with y'all and randos. Yeah, what's up, man? All right, so came down. It actually didn't touch the 52-week SMA here on the Bitcoin crypto chart, which is like an aggregate of all the charts, all the Bitcoin charts. So we got the dip down into, this is actually a daily order block. Nice little dip down into the daily order block from over here. These last 4 down candles, that's my order block. That to me is just a natural move, or a fundamentally sound move, I should say. Where did 2Dub go? See, I made her mad. She unfollowed. But to me, I mean, this was a sweep of external range liquidity of the highs. Okay. And followed by another internal sweep of the lows. And as far as I'm concerned, bull run still on until we cross $74,000. 75. We'll say 75. Not a round number. We go below 75, it's not good. We get a weekly close. We can get a weekly close below the 52-week SMA. If we back-to-back closes below the 52-week SMA, then I'll have to consider bull run over. But right now, we just flushed leverage out of the system. Spot can easily this price up with no leverage shorts. Well, I guess I don't know. How many leverage shorts are there in the market? I don't know. We also did not close below this low, so that's good. We didn't close below this low. That's really good. Close back within the range, and now we battle a daily fair value. We've got to get above this daily fair value gap. Top side of that is 119,724. So if we can get above 119,274, did I say 2074? What? 274. Then I think we'll be okay. So I just wonder what exactly we're going to see in here. Is it going to be just straight line up, continue to the upside? Or will we see some kind of bounce around in here, come down, take the lows, and come back up and go? Potentially. Or we're just going to fail to do anything here and then continue lower. Also possible. Come and sweep this low. From there, I still think we could push back to the upside. But yeah, I would not be surprised if we did see another flush downside. This is why we wait. This is why we let the dust settle. This is why we don't trade in the middle of the range. Now we're technically in the premium zone of it from this high to this low, meaning we would be looking for shorts had we closed below this low, but we didn't. So personally, I'm in wait and see mode, sit on my hands as far as spot bags go until I see an actual reversal in here. For now, I'm not doing it. I will still do my scalps when I see the proper setups and manage my risk and all that stuff. I'm not going to steer away from that just because something crazy happened. Some call it a black swan event. I don't know if I consider it a black swan event for technical reasons, but a bunch of people are calling it that, so whatever. U.S. and China softened trade rhetoric, giving an analyst hope of market rebound. So this is the new stuff if you hadn't seen it today. Friday, Trump posted about putting more tariffs on China, and that is what allegedly set the sell-off into motion. And then it just became a cascading effect after that. But then today, Trump tweeting out, don't worry, or whatever, truthing, don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi. Don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi had a bad moment. Really bad. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to keep China, not hurt it, or help China, not hurt it. President DJT. I have a terrible Trump impression. If President Trump responds and de-escalates on Sunday, markets are set for a big jump on Monday. The reactivity of markets to Trump's post remain incredibly high, investment analysts at the Kobesi letter wrote. So that is per the Kobesi letter. All right. China. On Friday, Trump said there was no reason to meet China's president, Xi Jinping, at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, summit in Seoul, Korea, scheduled to kick off on October 31st in response to China's rare earth export control announcement. So, what? So we're seeing potential for rebound, but we've got to be careful that that rebound doesn't turn into a dead cat. Okay, so we just let's pump the brakes on those buys and just wait a second. All right, got to be careful. I love you, David, but you do have a horrible Trump impression. I've got to work on it. You know, how do you do it? Do I have to sound more exhausted? Sniff every 5 seconds? Do hands? Do the dance? All right, so yeah, so that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Getting a bounce off of demand. It's what you want to see. And actually, the fact that $100,000 held up on an event like that, it's not bad. I'm not seeing anything that's just terribly bad here on Bitcoin. We got a leverage wipeout, which happens, and leverage wipeouts like that tend to mark bottoms. Tend to. So, and we didn't even go into extreme fear. And people are bull posting. Like, what? Bitcoin did hit 62.31% and has since collapsed, getting back to where it started on Friday. You do want to see this wick. We want to see this continue to roll over as long as all coins can start getting moving. All right, but right now we've got a breakout and a potential back test, and it's an ugly one, but that doesn't mean it can't work its way out of here, which might happen if the top is in. Just saying. But we're supposed to be getting all these ETFs. Just so happens we liquidate the market right before ETFs are supposed to start launching. What happened to the Solana ETF that was supposed to come last week? That's what I want to know. They knew that they were going to do this? Is that what happened? Is that where it is? No, Posted and Piper. Hey guys, the Chinese guy doing Trump on Insta is hilarious. Anyone see him? Nope. God. All right. Ethereum. Ephraim. Let's back this up to the daily. Take a look-see. All right. So, good news. Didn't even come down, take out this low. Close weekly back above these highs. Right now, just a back test for potential continuation. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't come down into the territory of wave 1. So that's good. That means we should get continuation. So Ethereum is looking pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Now, I forgot to look at the RSI on Bitcoin. We'll do that real quick. RSI on Bitcoin is still above 50 on the weekly, which is astonishing. That is signaling strength. It is still strong. Bitcoin still looking pretty good. Now, were there warning signs? Yes. Yes, we have big weekly divergences, bearish divergences. Could have told us something, right? This is just your standard RSI, guys. Standard RSI. Another bearish divergence. I mean, once you get one from here to here, that's 2. From here to here, nope. From here to here, that's 3 bearish divergences. Flush. So we're going to be paying attention to that a little bit more. But right now, we're still above the 50, so we're still holding strong. And I have hopes. I'm still optimistic that this bull runs it over. Especially with Ethereum getting the close above those highs. That's good. Want to see that. Definitely wanted to see that. So, and then if I drop this down to the, was it 4 hour? We have equal highs. Equal highs. Where does price like to go? What does it like to do, guys? What does it love? What does price love? Price loves to take out equal highs and equal lows. So at the very least, I do think Ethereum will come back here and come back and take out these highs at 47.80. $4,780. Yes, I do think Ethereum will get up there. Question is when. Also, bullish divergence here on the 4 hour. Got these lows, bullish divergence. Let's get a push to the upside. Bearish divergence. Did we have one? Yeah, we did here on the 4 hour. Double top here. Double top. Signs were there. Not that the massive flush, the massive cascade was predictable, but, you know, being bearish short term, just kind of chilling, probably would have been the best thing to be at the time. But everything in hindsight, it's how it is, you know? You always see it in hindsight. Not sure if it's my Wi-Fi or your stream, but you keep breaking up and it's hard to hear off and on. Just wanted to let you know. It's his. It's mine? Whoa, where are you all set? Hello? Hello? I have audio issues too. Glitching a tad. Hmm. Well, that sucks for you guys. Ah. So yeah, I want to get above. I mean, we also have a. Man, I'm getting blown up. Oh, you guys are sitting here messaging me while I'm over here. I see you harp crackling. That's the word. Working fine again. Is tomorrow, but had it today. Don't fade the Oilers. Man, I lost $25 betting against your team, JR. All right. Okay, so where are we here on ETH? So yeah, we're right at the top. Oh, we got a daily close above the midpoint of the fair value gap on ETH. Like I said, ETH looks better than Bitcoin at this point. Not taking out this low, that's good. Did come down into this daily order block. Okay. You see, we already got one bounce off of it, came down, tapped the lower candle here, right on it, and have since started to push away. So I do think this is more likely to get taken out. Same with the top side of here. So Ethereum looks good to me. Now let's get into some real damage. XRP, wow. Holy moly. Talk about a dumpski. Now this is the Binance chart. Okay. This is interesting. At least I found it interesting. Binance chart on the USD pair, XRP came down to 77 cents. Now on the USDT pair on Binance, interesting, it didn't drop as low. $1.25. So the USD pair actually fell harder than the USDT pair? That's weird because on every other exchange it was the USDT pair that fell harder. But either way, anyway, we did get some daily candle closes above the 52-week SMA. That means the weekly also closed above the 52-week SMA. Massive, massive flush on XRP. Let's go to something that's got more history on it because I want to, yeah, and this low or this high as well here on XRP. Got another close above it. That's excellent. Crazy. Do we create? Oh, we did sweep that low too. Now I see a lot of people talking about how we lost bullish market structure because we took out this low. I simply disagree. To me, it just looks like a flat correction, an expanded flat correction. You got your high, you sweep the high, you got your low, you sweep the low. Expanded flat correction. You sweep the high, you sweep low, and then you continue and you reverse. It's your basic flat correction. This isn't the first time XRP has had a massive liquidation like that. It also had one back here. Now, not on this chart. What chart did it have it on? Was it Bitstamp? Oh, I'm on Bitstamp. Was it Binance? Watch it be Binance. That'd be hilarious. Look at that. Look at this wick on Binance. Tell me they haven't done it before. Look at that. Now that might have been an API glitch, but point is, you can see we had the big run up and then went sideways for several weeks. Big run up, sideways for several weeks. Big flush down, close back above 52-week SMA. Big push following that. Flush down, come back up above 52-week SMA. Do we get the continuation? That's the $589 question, or $5.89. One of the two. LBC, can you brighten the wicks on your purple candles? Notice lately it's been difficult to see. I'm glad you said something, because I would have not known. Absolutely. Hmm. Absolutely, positively. Can of soup. I can see that. All right, and another instance of a massive bearish divergence. Okay, so, yep. So yeah, I mean, it's basically the exact same setup as back here. So we'll see. We'll see. USDT dominance. Look at that massive wick. Equal lows. What did we do? We came up into premium. What did we do? Let's go to the daily. Did we hit? Is there a green candle that's sitting on top on any of these? No? 12-hour? It's basically this push up here. Oh, wow. Nailed it. This last little push up here. That's your final order. That's your order block. I mean, just tagged it. Absolutely tagged it. Inside of, were we inside of premium? High to low. And we were inside of premium. So now I would want to see, I would expect downside. Massive wick on that USDT dominance. That tells us that that these stable coins, the USDT dry powder, left the market. Where did it go? Into assets. Looking a little bit bearish here. And we do have equal lows for us to take out. So we have liquidity below us that wants to take out. All these lows in here below us, it wants to take them out. What does that mean? Assets go up. High to high. High to high. Massive bearish divergence on the 12-hour. Let's go to the weekly. Could get a bearish divergence here if this week does start to push down. Now we could go sideways, of course. Of course. Let's take a look at our Dow Jones. Dow Jones did get a move down as well on Friday. Nice push down. Let's actually go to our futures. They have opened up. All right. All right. So, yeah, we're getting a nice little, we're starting off the day in the green on the Dow Jones. That's good. We can see that we came back and back tested this level here. Okay. So you see the break above, the consolidation on top, the extension out, the back test, and now we want to see continuation. Okay. We did, but right now we have the RSI on the daily for the Dow Jones to the downside, but I do see bullish divergence here as we have a lower low here on the oscillator and a higher low here on the price. So that is a bullish divergence potentially, especially if this candle can close in a green. Zoom out to the weekly. Sorry, this day, that was a daily chart. Now we do see this weakness here on the weekly, but you can see that we held up here pretty good, still above the 50 on the weekly. So overall, on the macro side, I'm not seeing too much. Now we do have bearish divergences in here. Was that flush enough? It's a good question for us to come up, continue to the upside. Good question. We'll see. We have fallen back below the moving average on the RSI. Is the bull run over for stonks? I don't know. This week is going to, the next few weeks are going to be pretty important. This week is going to be, we'll see what happens, you know. It's kind of like, let's see what happens. Let's see. On the NASDAQ, we also got a nice liquidation event in here. I mean, I guess that's what you would call it. I don't know. I don't know if you would call that a liquidation event, but you know, stocks had their own little tumbles on Friday. You can see nice big push down here on Friday for the NASDAQ, getting below that 50% level on our RSI, but back above it so far today. Let's see if we can continue to push to the upside and close today in the green and above the 50. That would be very nice. You can see we're pretty flat here on the RSI, actually coming down and just sweeping these lows in here a little bit. So a little bit of a lower low. But the good thing is that we do see that does give us a potential bullish divergence here. The only thing that does concern me right now for the NASDAQ is that we do have these equal lows down here. Equal lows, equal highs, love to get taken out. So I'll be watching that level. It doesn't mean we can't go higher before we come down those out, but you know, I would almost prefer this just because I think it might be a bit healthier, but that would also be pretty bad for our crypto probably. So that one doesn't actually look all that. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but those equal lows. They're there. And they're on the daily. And we're already extended. We'll see. And the S&P 500, you can see it got its nice liquidation event, or whatever. Nice little downside move. We do have equal lows here as well. So keeping an eye on those equal lows as potential areas from where we can get reversals. But right now, all of these are still above their 52-week SMAs, so that's good. Now, the Russell had a nice push down. It did close the day at the low here, which was a little bit concerning, but you can see it open up with a pretty nice gap to the upside. And it is starting to make that push. Man, I think this might come down here at the very least, and go ahead and fill this gap. At least give it a nice little tap, tap, tap-a-roo, and then get it pushed to the upside. Anchor gang. Oh, nice. Did you get the bottom of Sol? You guys are amazing. Tex-Mex Biomex, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for being here. Kelly, the Kelly font, how you doing? Thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. Biomex, ducks for dinner or fish? Can we get that chart, LBC? It needs to be treated nice. Can we pet that chart, LBC? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that chart? So yeah, we do have a CME gap here on the Russell. We want that Russell. It doesn't have to come down and fill that gap. But yeah, Monday could be tricky, okay? Because we did have the sell-off. Well, we had part of the sell-off prior to the close. That's why we closed down here, right? But actually, I think the RTY is Russell Futures. Hold on. What if I just type in Russell? Rut. Oh, wait. M2K is the futures? But that one's RTY's trading right now. Whatever. This is just another exchange. Not as big of a gap on this one. Interesting. I like this one better, though. But you can see, I mean, on the daily... actually, let's go back to the hourly. Let's see what hour it was that this closed. So that is at 4 p.m. Okay. So that is the stock market one. Or not the stock market one, but your standard one. Not the futures. All right. So we did close the lows. We did create this gap. We'll see. We'll see. We're still in our bigger channel here between the red and the blue. Still held the low. Thank you. I mean, it didn't even drop to the low. Did drop below all of these lows, but that's just could be a nice liquidity flush. Looks like we might have some equal lows in here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. Yeah, we have some equal lows over here and also a fair value gap and an order block. Let's go ahead and mark off this order block. Daily order block. So that, yeah. Gots to be careful. We do. Yep. Let the dust settle, guys. That's what I've. Let us get some price action. Let some price action develop before we go aping into anything, okay? Saw bonds fall. I know that the bond market is closed tomorrow in observance of Columbus Day. The stock market will be open. So, no effect there. Let's go to the Dixie. Dixie did get a pop-up on Thursday, but it also dumped on Friday. And that was a back test of this high. Got to close above the high, and we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. Right now, it's opened up kind of neutral. And yeah, it's just sitting there right now. So, not much to say here on the Dixie. I don't know how much the Dixie is playing in our market right now, in the crypto market. How much it's how much of an impact it's having on the crypto market. I don't think too much at the moment. You know, if it really started to climb here, maybe it could. So, yeah. But right now, this is just an ABC in here. So unless it continues up, if it starts to break down, gets below this high over here, closes below that high, then it could start pushing further down. But even if it just stabilizes and goes sideways or even moves to the upside, that doesn't mean our assets can't move to the upside, because we've seen that happen plenty of times before as well. So I don't know. It's just kind of like we'll see. A lot of we'll sees, because why? Because we just need to wait. We need to be patient. Total 2. This is everything excluding Bitcoin. I don't know what. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, there we go. So weekly managed to still continue to close above the 1.565 no, $1.56 trillion mark. So that's still holding up. It's just looks like consolidation, big wick down, clearing out all the leverage, close back above 52-week SMA. Still looking okay for now, but we do have some relatively equal lows in here, but we did sweep those. So I shouldn't have even mentioned it. And we came down into this weekly order block. Tagged that weekly order block. Push right back up. I mean, look at that wick, man. You don't get wicks like these without buyers. You have to have buyers. You have to have people buying to get wicks like that. That long, lower wick. Now, if we look back over here, we see this liquidation event right here. We can see it took 4 weeks before it just reversed for good, right? And before it went to take out the high here. So, like I said, this could take some weeks before we see some continuation. Now, I said that I was going to give you bullish and bearish takes. I've been mostly on the bullish takes. Go back to Bitcoin. I did this on my iPad, so I don't know if it translated to over here. Is my mic working better? I want to know, because I unplugged it and plugged it back in. Bitstamp. Is it on here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. What is this? Well, first of all, I'm not counting the very first cycle, because there's no like real high, like real low, really set in stone yet. Until after this happens, then this happens. Now we've had a nice little boost. Let's go. This is the shortest cycle of them all. But this right here is the last 2 cycles. 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, the orange one. These are the tops. I put bottom to top. It's literally right at the end. This is where they've topped. This is where they've bottomed. Matched up right on the hook is perfect. From bottom to top. This is one thing that has me concerned, because if the 4-year cycles are going to continue, then the top could be in. I mean, just saying. That's yeah, it's not good. But that's just from a timing perspective. So we'll see if we continue to push to the downside or not. Like I said, this week will be pretty big week ahead of us. These all happen on the same week, and if I go to the daily chart, we've actually taken back 2 days. Back 2 days from this cycle to this cycle. If this was the top here on the 6th, shout out to Retro Mike Tech, the top came in on the 6th on his birthday. But you can see it's a few more days than the other ones. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys saw the screen grab of some guy posted in like 4chan or something, or Bitcoin forum, something, talking about how, each cycle is 364 days, bull cycle, and each bear cycle is like 100 something days. Bear market. Or no, it was 364 days for the bear markets, for the length of the bear markets, and 1,000 something days for the bull markets. And they said that October 6th was going to be the top of the bull market. And sure enough, October 6th has come and gone. And right now, that's our all-time high. So there you go. Wick 589. What's going on, Wick? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for being here. OMG, RMT's birthday. LMAO, I remember. Yep. How many more all-time highs can there be, really? Thousands. Jesus Say 77. What's going on? God bless to you. Thank you for being here. Long time no see. Thank you for being here and showing up and showing out. Smashing up that like button. Wow, hours gone by really fast. Holy crap. Just breaking down these charts, man. Economic calendar. Well, the government's still shut down. But I did see something about them releasing data. Something in an unprecedented move, which is release data during a government shutdown. I believe it's CPI, because it's right before the next FOMC, which is the last week, I do believe, of October. Wednesday, yep. FOMC, Fed press conference, Fed interest rate decision. Is it the week prior? Core inflation rate. Inflation. Core price index. Maybe that's not what it was. Maybe it was a PPI. Either way, we'll see if we get this data this week. On Thursday, we have Powell speaking Tuesday at 12:20 Eastern Standard. And then we have PPI and retail sales month over month on Thursday. We'll see if we get them. I think we need that data. It would really help the market, but we'll see. And yeah, tomorrow we'll take a deeper dive into altcoins. Try to see if we can't, I want tomorrow to play out. I really want this week to play out before making any kind of crazy moves. Just kind of all depends on how things develop over the days. So we'll just see what happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day, as always, because we always take this day by day. But I still have hope, especially since the Russell 2000 is up 2.69% to start the week. So it's seeing big gains back. I mean, we've also have the S&P at 1.24%, the NASDAQ at 1.69%, and the Dow at 0.86%, so almost 1% on the Dow Jones being the weakest. But yeah, we'll just have to see how things open up tomorrow. Futures are looking good at the moment. Of course, I could always turn around. And yeah, I mean, we do have some gaps to look out for. Potentially on market open tomorrow. Maybe we even get into those gaps. And then we'll see if we can use those gaps as support or not. Let's hope for the best, prepare for the worst, plan for the worst. And LBC Radio, what's up? Develop means printing casually. Yeah. So I want to see price action develop. LBC Awesome TA, we're in the middle for sure. We'll have to see. Yep, we're in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. So, time to just chill. Put on our headphones. Listen to some tunes. And just chill. And that's that. But I want you guys to know that if you survived, well done. If you're still here after that liquidation event, congratulations. You're a legend in my eyes. Of course, you're all legends, especially because you're obviously still here. So I think we're going to be okay. Now, I really want to get into the altcoins and see which altcoins might not be so okay and which ones might are actually showing some strength, looking pretty decent. There are some out there. We had Zcash. Pretty much, I mean, it did see a 30+% wick to the downside, but Zcash after that just went up and even created a fresh high. Not a new all-time high, but a new fresh high. So, I mean, clearly there's some things out there that are doing okay. I saw other things already back at their highs. BNB is one of them. But yeah, you made it. Well done. You're getting back on the board after falling off and after the wave crashed you down. You're back on it. You're here. We're licking our wounds. We move on. We move forward, and we try to do our best from here. So thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. If you wouldn't mind smashing a like button on your way out and hitting that subscribe button if you are new and enjoyed this content. Remember, none of this is financial advice. But if you need a friend, I'm here till the end. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace. Love, crabs. Love. God bless. Bye.
Wave Riders, hands up!
Skyward up, hands up high. Lunar beaches touch the sky. From the charts to the storms we brave. Ride the waves, ride the waves.
Wave Riders,
Ride the waves,
Wave Riders,
ride the waves.
on lunar beaches.
We will reign. Ride the waves, ride the waves.
Mod Queen, Mod Boss, Alexandra GGG, Melissa One Love, bringing kindness to the sea. Jesus saved 77, be blessed. Harp with the metal horn, standing with the rest. Maybe a bandage got them polyrhythm beats. All set, works hard when he rides these streets. Kelly the Columbus stomps on the fakes. Wave Riders forever, no matter what it takes. Wave Riders,
Ride the waves,
Wave Riders,
ride the waves.
on lunar beaches.
We will reign. Ride the waves, ride the waves.
Duality C is an alien star. J Rizzle with the ninja art, raising the bar. From the highs to the lows, we still don't cave. Wave Riders rise. Yeah, we ride the wave. Crypto storms can crash. I put on with LBC. I put on with LBC. Yeah, I put on with LBC. On with LBC. I put on with LBC. On with LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's the wave we ride. I've been grinding through the night, while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put on for LBC, on for LBC. I put on for LBC, on for LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the Med, I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put on for LBC, on